10 to 11 craft sessions. We plan to do terracotta pendants or tokens. Pendants can be put around their neck like necklaces, and the tokens can be hung on their bags or as keychains, whatever they want to. Now, why terracotta? Some of you might ask. Terracotta is like clay, and we're going to use it to reiterate the words, we are the clay, he is the potter, we are the work of his hands. Now, as the craft leaders come to the class and the teachers distribute these balls of terracotta, it would be nice if the teachers could talk to the kids about how we are not here by accident or by mere chance, but we were created for a purpose. We can choose to keep our hearts soft towards things of God. We can choose to hear His word. We can choose to allow Him to speak to us. We can choose to obey Him and walk according to His ways. And we can choose to allow His handprint to be seen on our lives, or we can allow our hearts to become hard towards things of God. But remind the children that just like terracotta, our lives are very fragile. No one can say what will happen tomorrow. All the things that we give so much of importance to, our clothes, our body, the food that we eat, places that we've gone to, all our accomplishments, our certificates, our cups, our trophies, all that will come to an end once we die. The only thing that will last to all eternity is what God has done in us and through us. So these humble terracotta pendants and tokens, which are not very colorful or attractive, serve to remind us of this. So whenever you look at your pendants or these tokens, you can remember who you really are and what you were made for. Okay, now we have 10-year-old Zaki with us, who's going to make a terracotta token. Okay, terracotta is like clay, but the only difference is it dries up really fast. This is air dry terracotta, so you'll have to work fast with it. You can either roll it out with a rolling pin, or you can flatten it with a thick book. Zaki has opted for the thick book. And keep it thick, only then will the handprint of the doll come on it. Don't forget to write your name with a toothpick. Behind, you can carve out your name with a toothpick. If you can see, he's written his name, he's carved his name out. Okay, and then you insert a hole with a chopstick for the string to go in later on. The string can be put in only when it's dry. The string can be put in only when it's dry. So we leave that to the teachers to wait for it to dry and then insert the strings. You can see the hole. Yeah. And then you take the Barbie doll. Yeah. And you get the handprint on it. Like how we had mentioned before, this is to reiterate the words, we are the clay, you are the potter, we are the work of your hands. So you can see the handprint on it. Okay. Now he's just opted for a simple round shape. You can go in for any shapes, like if you see these ones, you can use cookie cutters or clay molds to get the desired shape. We'll give every child a lime-sized ball of terracotta, and they can do whatever they want with it. You can either make the whole thing into a shape, or you can divide it into two and put one on top of the other like this. You could use toothpicks to get these holes or carve a few lines. The choice is endless, and leave the child to be creative. You could even use a rolling pin and roll it out into a desired shape. Cut it using a clay mold. Okay. When this dries, you can paint it. Now we won't have time to paint in, this is one that I've painted. We won't have time to paint during the craft sessions since it's only for 1 hour, and this has to be left overnight to dry. But the kids could take it home and paint it if they want to. But for the time being, the craft teacher could apply some gloss over it, which would give it a nice shine. And leave it to dry. The strings can be put in later by the teachers. Thank you. Praise the Lord.